Verily, and welcome to the cast of STONX.
Hello!
I don't know if I assume people can hear us.
Did you press 4? Did you?
Yeah, we're full screen as far as I know. Like, you know. My name is James, I'm Ashima. Ollie Score Unknown Ollie. And we are here to give you a slightly different but probably slightly shorter episode of STONXCAST. So we are making drum and bass in our time, also other electronic music. And Ollie, why don't you explain to them a little bit about how this is going to roll?
Well, we're having a little kind of janky season 1 style.
Yeah, a hark back. We are back to remote because somehow I am quarantined again because I've got to have a little operation. So without having coronavirus ever, I've now been quarantined for like a month. I've never had it. I've never fucking had it. So yeah, I'm back under quarantine, pending my operation. It's only a small operation though, it's no big deal. So yeah, we are essentially doing this in the season 1 format. Has anyone in the chat said they can't hear us or they hate us? No.
Morph said it looks and sounds great, so we're all good.
Well, maybe we should just stop trying to meet up.
Right, see you later.
Right. Anyway, that's the end of the project. So yeah, what we've got is Oh, sorry, you're meant to do this. I literally told you to.
Yeah, no, I was just saying. So what we've got today, we've got a little shorter one because I'm a little quieter. I can turn myself up, or James can do it. Maybe.
No, just get Ollie to do it. I can't.
I'll talk into the microphone instead of
too much
being over there.
Oh, now you're like. It sounds like God in my ears now. It's all right. Carry on.
So today we've got a little interview with ATLANTIS DIES that you did yesterday.
Yeah, so ATLANTIS DIES is our new signing, and we finally got together to do a bit of an introduction interview. He's on the phone, so the audio quality is as best as I could do. Sorry. We did it yesterday as well, and it took like 25 takes because it's hard. Things are hard.
Yeah, we wanted to get him in live, but he's got kids, and it's like just trying to get all of our times working. So.
Yeah, exactly. So we wanted to do something more at his leisure. So we've got the interview, and then we're still going to be doing the same stuff beforehand as well. So we do a quick news segment. We'll do a quick VST segment. I've not been able to find much. It's been a bit of a busy week. I've been preparing for this operation. So yeah, we will. I'll tell you what. Do you want to do your bit first?
Yeah. Let's go.
Only because I've just looked at my bit and I'm bored of it, so I want to see your bit.
Cool. I've got to press screen share then.
Yeah, what do I need to do? Nothing, I don't think.
I don't think so. That should now be working.
Yes.
I now can't see the chat. So
it's all right. I can see you though. There we go.
So that should be fine.
We're struggling through. STONXCAST season 2, episode 4.
Episode 4 we're on now. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, I'm just trying to bring the chat up on my phone so I can actually see it.
No worries. Trust me, we need that kind of directed feedback, to be honest. I'd feel lost without the chat open.
That thing.
Yeah, there's a couple of people that just sort of look after us as a company. We're
Yeah. Right, I'll put that over there.
Go ahead. You have a man playing a mighty instrument.
Did you press 4 though? No, but did you press the news button?
Hang on.
Do that first, and then we'll have an intro, even though we've already started. And you'll have to tell me when the intro stopped, because I can't see
It's now. It's stopped. It's stopped.
Awesome. Well, hey, now this is the news. Woo!
Wait, the box hang on. The box didn't show up the first time I put the news bit on either, and now it does. Hang on.
Ting.
Let me just pop a slightly.
That's because you put the screen. It's because you put the screen capture above.
Just very gently placing us in the warm nestle of our STONX music box. Please continue.
Cool. So yeah, to anyone new who's watching, this is like the super jank version where everything goes wrong.
Yeah, we started doing this from my place, but unfortunately, as I previously stated, I'm under lockdown, so we can't do it. So we're having to do remote.
So I looked at all the music business news this week, and it was the same shit as every week. Fucking a couple of TikTok bollocks. Some guys bought a whole bunch of new stuff. You know, what's our mate's name? He's the guy who's buying everything. Hypnosis.
Oh yeah.
Merc
Mercuriadis, my friend.
Yeah, he's bought a bunch of Nicky Six stuff now.
Oh really?
So
his global domination tour is on track.
Yeah, but I just got bored of all of the business news, so I just thought I'd fob it off and do some of the fun news of VSTs and stuff as well. So.
Oh what? Right. You spring this on me when I've got no VSTs. He's gonna have really good ones, and I'm gonna have crap ones now. By the way, that's how the rest of the show's gonna go. So.
So I saw this Access Phoenix Orchestra, the contemporary Chinese orchestra used in Mulan, which I'm assuming is the film Mulan, the new live-action remake that's come out.
Yeah.
So the latest sign instrument library from orchestral tools takes a deep dive. I just picked it because it says deep dive.
Yeah.
A deep dive into traditional Chinese instruments, giving music makers access to contemporary Chinese orchestra for their productions. The library was conceived in a collaboration with celebrated media composers Richard Harvey and Harry Gregson Williams, who used the library for his work on Disney's upcoming live-action Mulan. The orchestra gives you 21 individual instruments, 7 instrument ensembles, and 4 orchestral sections.
Go on, do all of them.
So,
the pronunciations, I'm just...
I didn't even buy it. These include...
Gaohu.
All of them you can see there.
Do you want me? I'll do myself an injustice. Gaohu, Erhu, Zonghu, Guzeng, Yang Quinn, maybe? Nah, but they wouldn't... I don't know if it'd be pronounced with a Q. And Pippa, maybe.
But it's just really nice sounds. So you can see down here these awesome Chinese instruments.
I do want to know how to pronounce those, so if anyone does know the proper pronunciations, please drop them to us in some sort of messaging format. We've got loads.
Yeah, I couldn't see on here how much it was or where to get it, but it's 95 gig of samples in 24-bit 48K.
Nice.
So you can download just the ones you need to save on disk space or the whole lot.
It's quite interesting thinking of like a non-Western orchestra setup, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing that I thought was really interesting when I saw it. I was just like, oh, these are going to be some cool sounds.
Yeah.
It's like you get the cool weird plonks. We've got a Sakuhachi and a couple of other things that we use in one of our sound banks. To actually have 95 gig of all this stuff, I think that'd be quite cool.
Yeah.
There it is down here. The early bird price is $299. So
nice.
My section isn't free VSTs. This is just cool stuff that I found. James will go over any of the free and cheaper stuff.
I haven't got much.
But it is early bird price if it's something that you're interested in. It's definitely something I'm going to keep an eye on. And
there might be a discount or a sale or something, or
obviously not now that it's brand new. But
money will lose all meaning, possibly.
Yeah, we'll have to see. This other one, this is a free one. I think Carl actually posted this.
This is literally, this is now just one of my tabs. Do you want me to?
Okay.
How strong's your jaw feeling? No,
I just got rid of it.
Go on. We'll both talk about it. Get it back. Control Shift T.
Nah.
Control Shift T. We'll do a double team. It's a format thing.
This is one that Carl posted up earlier in the week, so I was looking at it.
He'll know more about it than I do. I'm jumping.
It's I actually thought it looked kind of cool because it's like it just reminded me of Reason, where you can kind of plug and just drag things in. It's like faux wires.
Yeah, I said one of the only things that people would find confusing at first is the fact that the oscillator selection is not your standard waveform one. You've got all this chaos and stuff, but apparently it's quite easy to work it out what it's doing quite easily.
Yeah, I mean, sub 1, sub 2 kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it's meant to be
sines, right? Yeah. Or sign based.
Well, you'd imagine so.
But yeah, I thought the chaos amount and chaos shape, I thought that was quite a cool little thing that not everyone knows fully about synthesis, and it's not like, I bet a lot of the people that use Operator aren't going, oh yes, I want to FM a square wave into a sine wave. They're just twisting knobs and seeing what sounds good. I mean, that's what I did for a long time until I started learning what sounds good, why it sounds good, and then I had an idea about synthesis after that.
Well, that's the thing. So, if you learn in a different way as well, you're going to get different things out of it.
That's it. So I thought this looked like quite an interesting little one to actually, just plug around, jack things in and out, and go, what happens if I LFO this and jack that into the poles there or into the resonance, diddly-diddly-dee. So yeah, it's a fun one. Looked pretty cool. I've not heard of Newfangled Audio, but I just loved that title as well.
No, but they did it with Eventide, who do like all that. I think they've got a shimmer plugin that's like really famous.
Nice.
I see it on I see it on the boutique all the time. I'm big in the boutique, lads. I'm big in the boutique, and the boutique. So apparently this is really good for like your sort of glitchy electronic sounds as well. So it might sit quite well with the glitch machines plugins as like the effects for it.
Yeah, I imagine so. That was basically my thought for this one, is getting some of that nice.
It's really funny. This is the first time I've ever read into something properly, and you pull it up as one of your tabs. I was just like.
This is what happens when we're not together, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's brilliant. So it looks like you've got your standard parameters. So yeah, you've got an envelope generator, LFO. I don't know what MPE means. Tell me.
I don't know either.
Well,
MIDI and MPE.
I bet
sources.
Morph could tell us. I bet you just know.
He could probably just read the screen better than we can.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. He's just a more functioning human being. Like, that's why he looks after things. Right.
So,
are you going to show him a bit?
To it down here. Yeah.
Might need to go up a bit. It's very quiet at my end, but...
Oh, turn it up again.
Are you sharing your computer sound?
It's really loud in my headphones, so I can't hear you at all. That was a few bits of what it sounds like. Sounds like it's got some nice big bassy sounds. Some,
Were you sharing your computer sound during that bit?
I don't know, probably not.
Do you want to try it again and do it with it?
Where's this? Hold on. Share computer sound.
I missed this.
Right, let's try that one again.
Note, but as it's turned up, the dynamics of the chaotic system will take over.
Is that better? Can you hear it?
Much,
Or-
yeah, much
Create
clearer.
overtones, instabilities, and even gritty noise. These two controls control a range of possibilities and are the heart of this. The drive control pushes the level into the wave folder. You'll need more drive to get more folds. Gate,
You need more drive for more folds. Remember that, guys.
I might have a
which is
look
a
at this.
combination VCA
Yeah, it looks pretty cool,
and
doesn't
low
it?
at an intermediate or negative value. Once you've dialed in a value, you can toggle between that value and off by repeatedly clicking the knob. If you right-click the knob or set it to 0, the route will disappear from the UI. Alternatively, you can start...
Yeah, so that looks quite fun, right? I just had Morph saying no audio as well.
Yeah, don't worry.
Oopsie.
I was on it, Morph. I was on it. Don't worry.
For once. For once.
All right.
Yeah,
all
that-
right.
Yeah, I burn. Yeah, that is pretty fun. You got like the wave folder, drive distortion will give you more folds, and I like the kind of visual representations you get behind the bits. So you've got the oscillator shows you this crazy spiraling thing.
Yeah, it's nice.
The wave folder shows you these bits. So yeah,
we
that's
like a GUI on STONXCAST. We like a GUI.
Yeah, we do. So yeah, that is available from Eventide Audio's website. And it's free download. So yeah, check that one out. That looks like quite a bit of fun. So then back to some news, the boring news. This was some boring news that I thought I'd pull up because it's horrible. Prior to this, we've been talking about how Brexit is going to make it a nightmare for musicians going in and out of Europe.
Yeah,
And
this is
now
going to be no
applying for
fun.
visas. So now also the US are hiking their foreign artist visas. By
We have no friends. We have no friends left.
So yeah,
no.
basically, post-COVID, touring is going to be a monetary nightmare.
Yeah.
It's not like
You got
like
two
musicians
and a
pay
bit grand.
money anyway. Basically, yeah. So where is it down here? It's going to go applying for a P visa, which is also used by the families of entertainers and athletes, will cost 51% more, increasing from $460 to $695. That's $700 for each of us to go over there, plus flights. Hopefully, if you're lucky, you get accommodation paid for you by the bands and stuff. But then if we're taking equipment, we've got insurance, da. So you're looking at $2,500 basically just to even begin touring in America now as a UK, as a two-piece UK artist. I don't know. Maybe you could apply for a visa as the band, since the band is making money. But
Yeah.
as far as I was aware, that's not how it worked. You have to apply for visas individually as you are all working there. So as well as fee hikes, changes have been made to the number of people covered by a single petition. So each is now capped at 25 individuals, meaning a larger ensemble such as 90-piece orchestra will have to apply for 4 visas. Okay, so yeah, we could have up to 25 people on one visa. So that's a little bit less, but still that is going to be pretty shit for ensembles and other bigger. But then even if you talk about like a 4 or 5 piece band, they've easily can have up to 25 people with guitar
Yeah,
techs
but if
and
you
stuff
also
like
if you're a
that.
solo artist, you haven't got 24 other people to cover the cost.
No.
So just because you can have 25 individuals under the visa doesn't mean you're going to be able to get 25 individuals to come along at the same time and enter the country at the same time as you, which they have to do, wouldn't they? I think.
Yeah, I think that is the whole point because it's one working visa in that way.
I don't know. When I went through US immigration, like I've never sweat so much in my entire life. I must have looked like a junkie. Like I walked up to the thing and like I was like, I think I had like CBD vape liquid with me or something, and I was just like, oh, she's gonna shoot me. It's just like, and literally like the lady customs official, like the gun just looks so big, man. Like I just spent the whole like because they stand like above you. And then, like, you're just, like, eye level with the piece. It was really strange.
Not what you want.
Oh, mate, yeah. No, if you go to the southern states of America, the first two people you're greeted by when you leave the airport in Atlanta is a priest and a fucking cop with a shotgun.
Fair enough.
Yeah, man, welcome to the South. Anyway, sorry.
So it's not just that.
I just thought I'd show you a bit about my life.
The processing time as well. So... the premium processing service, 15 calendar days to 15 business days.
Oh, bloody hell.
$1.5 grand.
I hate it when they do that.
Organisations to fast track. So it's already been ridiculed. So, you know, I doubt anything will happen. But, you know, there are people talking about it, saying that it's going to be shit for the entertainment industry, which it will be. There will be lots of smaller artists that will not...
Wait, are the DHS just sort of like slyly blaming it on immigrants as well?
Yeah, why not?
This intended to recover the estimated full cost to USCIS of providing immigration adjudication and naturalisation services. Yeah, they're literally just blaming it on naturalising people to their country, it seems.
Yeah, but we were talking about this earlier.
You America!
It's a tough one, isn't it? We were talking about this earlier, though. This is just going to put more... pressure and money into the streaming side of things, right?
Yeah, this is what I mean. I reckon this is going to be the catalyst that actually forces humanity to adopt the ability to astral project, like everyone. So like it's all right. You can be wherever you want. You can all go and do it on the top of Ayers Rock if you want. You can all be like banging each other and stuff. None of it's real. It's not illegal. You do what you like.
Astral projections.
Astral banging.
The thing is, at the moment, we are having we're having this hard push to try and get gigs happening again. So this is going to be a developmental stunt, as in it's going to stunt the development of the entertainment industry post-pandemic. It is. Artists are not going to...
Well, that'd be rather than someone wowing you with the speed of their development in a developmental stunt. Like, the evil communal of stroke, help, raise arm, fast, do not act, let me go.
So yeah, it's a bit of a shit one, and we're still yet to see the actual hikes in the UK and European visas.
Yeah, we're doing an excellent job of not being able to work anything out, so we may never know.
Yeah, I mean, when did Brexit happen? Technically, it's fucking happened ages ago now, and there's still no...
I don't,
fun. So this is another one which I thought was great. I love it when fuck-ups happen and good things come of it. So... the Arturia Micro Freak, which is just a little kind of modular keyboard thing.
Yeah.
They've got a new one coming out with a vocoder.
Nice.
Right? Some guy rang up his local dealership and was like, oh, have you guys got any of the Micro Freak in? Yeah. The guy was like, nah, man, totally out of stock. Oh, I do have one white one in. And the guy was like, oh, he probably got confused.
Yeah.
He probably thought, where was it? He probably thought it was the Micro Korg and he's got confused. So he went down to the shop anyway to check it out, and it wasn't. It's the new unreleased version.
Nice one, Arturia.
Some dude just bought it from the local dealership. Like, well, fuck it. All
Have
right,
you
then.
noticed this happens in music tech companies quite often? And it just makes you wonder, you know, like... It's like, oh no. Like, there's only so many links in the chain, and if like 4 or 5 of those links are a little bit hazy like a jazz club, it's like these things happen. And the best thing is like I don't even think anyone gets fired. Everyone's like
So it was only today when this article was written, so it was 25th of August, that they'd actually released that there was a new synth coming out.
Yeah.
Some geezer on Reddit, he'd already bought it and posted pictures of it. Love it.
Nice.
So it's got this new cool kind of white casing, and it's got the vocoder on it, which
I think
imagine
Tim
is
would
quite
really like
fun.
that. I think Tim would like that because it would like adopt well to his like almost Tyrannosaurus Rex style of playing because everything's really small and together.
Yeah, sure, he'd love it. So what's it got? 14 digital oscillators, analog filters, a plethora of modulation and randomization controls, and a powerful vocoder engine. So, yeah, that could be a fun little thing if you're into.
What's
that
going
kind
on
of
with the
thing.
keys? Do you press them properly?
No, they don't look like weighted keys at all, do they?
No, but are they just pads?
I don't actually know.
Find out.
The inner workings are pretty much the same.
Yeah, no, but it's talking about its actual inner workings. I'm talking about the front. Sorry. What
Here's
is it?
the old.
So
Is
what
the
is
full
it?
spec, so it should be here.
OLED capacitive touch strip.
Oh yeah, so it's just
Yeah. So it's a little touchpad, isn't
Touchpads.
it? I quite like that. I want one.
could be quite fun.
Yeah.
Don't know how much it is.
I've been
We've got
getting a bit
price.
of hardware, like, want.
envy.
Yeah.
Hardware envy.
Yeah.
I just don't have the room for it. That's my main reason. I'll just keep my Ableton.
Says the man with like 18 basses in the background.
So I've got no room for it.
Yeah, this is true.
I'm not getting rid of them.
Are you proud
I-
of your studio? No, it's a mess. I don't know. What do you think, Ollie? Are you proud of your studio right now? Mine's reasonably tidy.
Well, I just pressed no, it's a mess, so...
Oh, right.
No.
No. It said your studio, not your life.
Whoops.
Running loose on STONXCAST.
So, yeah, last but not least, we've had a load of the RX-7 totally free last month, the Elements, on
Don't worry.
Plugin Boutique.
I didn't talk about RX-8 last week. It's all right. Don't worry.
Yeah, but... Oh, why, no, thank you very much.
We'll just close the project, eh? Just tell
Yeah,
them.
RX-8. It's out now. You can get it in the same Element, Standard, and Advanced. And yeah, I don't really know what's new. This guy does.
It's
though,
got
so
mouth.
find out.
It's got flutter. Oh, well, I was going to tell you, but
Isotope
no, you don't even give a
RX-8
fuck, do you? You
introduces
just
new
don't give a
and
fuck. You don't give a fuck
improved
about what I
modules.
think. You don't give a fuck about our
Sleek,
friendship.
updated
You don't give a fuck
interface.
about this project.
and
I'm
workflow
fucking done with this
improvements
shit.
across the board, all designed to solve once unsolvable problems
I could still hear you, by the way.
Obviously.
for music producers, content creators, and of
Oh, he's
course,
just gonna be blabbering on,
post-production
isn't he?
professionals. So,
Hold on.
let's dive into what's new in RX-8. Introducing Spectral Recovery.
Beat him up.
Fucking
To
hell,
advanced
just
machine learning,
calm
this
down,
module
you
is designed to
bloody-
recover and restore band-limited spoken audio, like voice-over IP calls, low-quality MP3s, or
So you've got the
I'm
spectral
not being
thing
funny, but
in,
why does his voice sound so funny if it's an RX-8 fucking...
Because I put playback speed 1.5.
Oh, right, fair enough.
Get it done
I'll
quicker.
cut in some slack. I thought it was flopping
have
about.
Because I've still only got the Elements. No,
I haven't
You've
opened
got-
it yet, mate. I'm still trying to get my bank statements on our accounting software. What the fuck do you want from me?
I was just wondering if you had this spectral thing or if that was only in the new one.
No, it's only in the
Have you
new
got that
one.
now?
We with the Elements Light thing that we got just gave you.
But
like
you've got
4 of
Elements
them.
not light now, haven't you? You've got Elements.
Yeah,
full.
but I don't. I told you I don't do music, mate. I do accounting. What are you talking about? I do accounting and marketing. Like I wear a suit. I'm looking forward to going back to the office. I'm looking forward to the comradeship. Sorry,
Okay.
that's a stab at the local zeitgeist.
So yeah, it's got some new stuff in it. Basically, I don't know what that new stuff is. I'm not
Sorry,
gonna
I
watch
keep
this whole 7-minute
sandbagging you at
video.
the start of every one of your things.
He's already talked about it, so what's the bloody point?
No, because you talk about it. I told you talk about it better because you actually do research and like. I spend
Not
most
this week I haven't.
I spend most of my days just clinging onto the sink. Just
I spent most of this week working on that remix.
Oh yeah, it is very good. Ollie
so-
did a remix.
Thank you.
Um,
Did a thing.
yeah, he did a remix. We'll tell him. We'll do a roundup at the end.
So there should be an upgrade. I don't know if it's out yet, but there
Yeah,
should be
it
an
is.
upgrade
It's
if
all
you do
over
have,
Plugin Boutique, and there's like I think it's like 85 quid for the Elements at the moment on sale. So take a look.
Cool. And that's pretty much it. I got a few things. That was it. I'll hand it back over to you. And
Right, cool. So I will. There we go. And then I will play the start of the VST segment.
or will you?
I'm doing it. Right. Hello, this is VST Land. Actually, I got some things that I kind of almost care about. So, first thing I was going to show you was Pendulate, a free synthesizer by Eventide that has a very strange kind of oscillator selection. And I've actually managed to find at least a different article. But yeah, Bedroom Producer blog endorsed this as well, so it must be quite good. That's where I got the information about it, saying that it's good for like electronica and glitchy stuff. It's got randomize button as well. That's a nice guitar. I can imagine Ollie probably wants that. Ollie likes weird basses. There it is. There it is again, just for him to look at again, and maybe a third time. Oh, the suspense! We bring the suspense. No, we're in the comments. We're in the comments. So there you go. Pendulate is a chaotic monosynth based on the physics of a double pendulum. So I had stuff for this as well. So I don't know what that means. Welcome to my bit. So what's a double pendulum? Is that two pendulums that swing past each other like your danglies when you wake up on a hot day?
Yeah, I imagine so.
Pendulum.
I'm just looking at that bass now.
You're such a dick. Right, so this is a double pendulum. I bet Morph knows loads about this. I just decided that he knows everything. So in physics and mathematics, in the area of dynamical systems, a double pendulum is a pendulum with another pendulum attached to its end. Right, look at that. That's what it is. That's
man, that looks fun.
Don't tell. Look, if someone walked into STONXCAST now, how like legit would it look? It'd just be like, I don't know.
I just found a video and it just looks like a wongly waggly, fucking great old wongler. There's words.
Right, nice. So that would be, if you want to describe it in the street to anyone, I probably wouldn't do it like that. Oh yeah, no, hang on, wait. Yeah, if we look down, yeah, it is.
Look at that.
So that is essentially how that website Stick Death and Flash animation was sort of working.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it does.
If you want a synth that does that.
If you want something that does half a shit spirograph. You want a double pendulum. But anyway, so this Pendulate does that in the middle of your synth. It just wrecks everything like a wrecking ball. But it's got 3 modules. And then you can route them wherever you like. Otherwise, it's pretty much standard. But I'm not going to show it to you because Ollie played a little bit of it. One thing I bought recently, which I think is going to be quite fun, and these guys are getting a bit of decent...
Morph just said, yeah, the bottom one goes mental. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, the bottom one just goes to the shops. So yeah, cable guys are getting a bit of a feature on Plugin Boutique at the moment. They seem to have like worked their way to the top of their like, look at these guys. And I like their stuff. I bought their Autopan the other day, and it's really, really cool. You can get some really interesting shapes in the Autopan and stuff. And this is their time shaper. So this is like a really cool way. So some of it's like scratched like a DJ and stuff, but you can just do a variety of effects. What does reverse in real time mean?
It means you can reverse it in real time.
Yeah, but what does that mean? Like, what does that mean? Does that mean you get you get like can you automate it so you can play with a knob and reverse it and unreverse it and stuff like this?
Yeah,
that's what I'm doing under the screen, by the way, like that.
I imagine that means you could use it as a live effect and do it in real time.
Yeah, and obviously you can...
When you press R on Ableton, it takes a minute, doesn't it?
Yeah. Minute, doesn't it?
Take a minute, doesn't it?
So yeah, it looks like you can draw in... It's got the same kind of... You can draw these really cool curves and stuff. It's got loads of different stuff you can do with it. Should we have a little... should we have a gander? Oh, wait. But just before, because I am a professional, I will share my computer sound.
Oh, la, la. I don't think you have to, though, because you're the one that's capturing everything. It's only if you want me to hear it.
Oh, I'm fucking already sharing it, so who gives a fuck?
Right.
Right, let's try this.
Oh, we had Rich in chat. My chat just
blimey.
Loaded.
Oh, nice.
Oh, and we've got Brad. Hello, everybody.
I'm going to start by time.
Just show us it doing it, mate.
If I click on mid, be completely separate from that. And we're
nice.
well on our way. Now, there's actually a really cool thing inside of ShaperBox called MIDI switching, where we can save these different wave shapes and then on MIDI key switch.
I just wanted it like messing up a whole song.
A little bit too.
I wish you were doing this video. You tested it with something way more interesting.
Yes, I would.
All right, and now if I turn this
sound
on,
that goes blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
we've begun to mix the 3 different elements. And we can actually go a bit further if I click right here, and we can use width if we wanted to push that snare part out. But I'm going to actually just use panning, and I'm going to do the same thing.
Oh, so this seems
before.
like it's got a bit of their auto panning built. Well, frankly, that's just annoying, mate. I'll try the next video. I'll give it one more time. One more.
Add a line like this now.
Just show me it doing some like.
What can we expect to happen? Well, if we just use
what
this
wanna
diagonal
happen.
line through the middle to kind of indicate that the audio will be offset back to the beginning of the bar, we can expect 4 kicks to happen. So like a 4x4 beat. So hopefully that makes
like
a little
that
bit of
wheeze
sense
in-
now in
Huh?
I like the wheeze at the end of that kick. Sound like an asthmatic being
terms
punched in
of
the
what the
chest.
grid does. Inside of this plugin, there are...
That's that sampled like old like cut reverb thing, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, what I'm gonna do is next episode after my operation, I'll show you doing some more fun stuff with this because these videos are bollocks. But yeah, exactly. So it does. It's got LFOs that you design, introducing pens. Oh, so you can draw stuff for your time thing. You've got multi-band in there. Separate LFO for lows. Oh, that's kind of cool. So you can just glitch the tops. You can half time the mids and reverse the bass. That's pretty cool.
Oh.
See, we could. I've got this. We'll have a play around with it when we next see each other. But yeah,
With some big wampus.
and I think this had some money off it as well. Yeah, it was 32 quid. It's only 11 quid at the moment. That's why I picked it. I think I picked it up to get the Isotope Trash and UJAM Carbon bundle. Which
so do we have a spare trash now?
Yeah, we've got a spare. Yeah, we're gonna have a spare Isotope Trash, which is one of the best plugins I've ever known. So I'm gonna hopefully be doing a giveaway for that quite soon.
I was chatting to someone the other day that was working on one of the Black Sun Empire remixes,
Oh yeah.
and he hit me up and he was like, "Oh mate, do you mind having a listen?" And we were just having a chat, and I was like, "Really good. It's a fucking cool remix, but it's just a little bit too hot in the mids." I was like, "Oh, you might need to. It's a bit spicy." He's like, "Yeah, I've got trash on every track."
Yeah, you need to get the EQ on everything after it and recarve it. Like the stuff like Trash and those really heavy distortion pedals, you've got to almost reshape the sound.
Great though. It
Oh yeah,
so good.
oh yeah,
It's
it
just
will
a
do.
little bit too hot, you know.
Some of the presets, just the Trash presets, are just hilarious. The extreme ones. Anyway,
Sine wave goes in, fucking crushed mess comes out. I love it.
what else did I actually find? I've only got 4, I think. So there was this. So Accents.
Quarantine kit.
Yeah, Accents music. This is another.
Is it just someone screaming in the corner?
As things just progressively get worse outside. No, this is test your maths. So what's 18 plus 18? That's 20, 36. I could have just done 9 times 4. Fucking hell. So yeah, it's almost 36 euros worth of samples there for free, and I'm gonna get that now. I like to get things in front of people so they know I'm not just like chatting about stuff. So there you go. That's now downloading.
John, I want the link. Where's the link?
It's no, you only want it because you've just seen I didn't have to put an email in, mate. You can find the URL yourself. Yeah. He does this. Anything else that like I just hate him.
I don't want to give. If it's not free, if they want my information, is it?
Yeah, well, I don't know. You give your information to me for free.
Well,
How do you feel about that? Yeah, that is every bit of it is grudging. To be honest, like none of it has been easy. So yeah, this is a nice. I'm assuming it's got some. It'd be nice if you showed you like a video of it or something in it, but I've not had good luck with them so far, so I might fuck it off. So yeah.
Sign, quarantine.
Kit.
Video. It's just gonna be some guy screaming, isn't it?
I'll do it on this one as well. John Sign Quarantine.
But there's most affordable sample pack, so it comes up when it was for sale. So
Best
there's
most.
the geezer. So
I've got him on.
I've got him.
I've got him on. Try not to blast everyone's ears out. Hang on.
Blast them,
Producer,
blast them.
Stop trying to get that fancy studio.
Oh, I love
Don't need another special
adverts.
Mixing and mastering trick.
Die.
It's the very 1st of May. Usually I would be still.
Just show me the sample pack.
Here for the studio.
Why has he got bugger on? Are
Speakers. New speakers.
you going to show us some of the sounds, mate? I honestly, I really do. I actually would watch this in my free time, but like, I don't want to feel like I'm like hating on the dude, because I'm definitely not. I'm just interested in some of the sounds, but I don't know if you actually get to hear them properly, do you?
Doesn't look like it. It looks like he's just having a fucking playing PlayStation.
Well, his missus is just like, why are we even filming this? This is just, yeah, what's going on? Just playing the
Worse
song.
than the STONXCAST.
Yeah, Darren, play him the samples. His name's not Darren, it's John, but I don't know why.
Oh, this is him.
Yeah.
Or maybe these are the samples. It's just samples of him. In quarantine.
Yeah,
I was right. It's just him screaming.
Yeah. Music used in the new. Oh, this will take ages. I'm bollocks at this, but anyway, yeah. So this not a guy's really.
Download it, it's free, and they don't even want your emails. So.
Yeah, they don't even want your email. They're not even going that far. So I definitely want your email, or I want you to follow my Insta page or something. So essentially, like, this person's a better person than me. I'd get you to do something for it. I want a bit of your fucking soul. I've been sitting on fucking social media stuff too long there. So have a look at this.
My internet's being proper shit today. Like, download speed's gone well out of whack.
Really? Do you reckon that's affecting the stream?
Probably not, because you're streaming it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, as long as the call's all right, we're all good then, aren't we? So I'll move on to, I think, what might be... I'll just have a quick other look and just see if... I don't think I found anything else. I'll have another quick look for you just in case. Oh, there's some so there's some Eventide stuff on for sale. Eventide with the people that paired up to do this. There you go, you got Eventide with Newfangled Audio.
Newfangled
and there is a big sale on the Isotope big packs at the moment as well.
We got the mighty Atom has arrived.
Fantastic.
Just in time to see our train wreck of a.
Oh yeah, and then we've got the interview. I've forgotten about that. Right. So I've been considering about buying Sublab as well, just because I think it looks cool. But then Ollie told us that he's found an even better way for our subs to work. So I want to learn that
I did
instead.
not think our subs could get better, but they have now. So
And then finally, if you've got just under £5 a month, you can get, if you don't have Ableton, the glue compressor, and I guess the channel strip's a bit better. Ollie doesn't like this because this requires his details.
I don't want to pay monthly for production stuff, because 1 month I do loads of work, 1 month I don't. Well, no, I'm always doing loads of work.
Yeah, you do. We both work like 14 hours a day. What on earth are you talking about?
Well, sometimes I'm not working, making music, and I wouldn't use this, and that pisses me off.
All right.
Like,
well, yeah, but that's just a statement. Like, you want to be making music.
Yeah, but I think I don't mind if you pay monthly, like, to buy it, and you like pay £5 a month for 20 months, and then you own it. But
yeah,
this isn't that, is it? This is like.
It's not. I don't think it's buy to own. I think it's SSL just being like, we're so fucking good that you'll just give us £5 a month, and if you ever stop giving it to us, we'll fucking pull the plugins away from you.
Yeah, I don't like that.
No, I'm not so much of a fan. But if you did want to use them for a couple of months for one particular project, then it would come in handy.
Yeah, I suppose if you were recording all of your shit for like 6 months and then doing a mix for a month, you could get all of this stuff for a month to do your final mix.
Yeah, exactly. So, and yeah, I mean, it shows they're at least trying to do something to make it a bit more accessible. I mean, the whole bundle's only $14.99 a month, so you can just have all of them.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably.
Use an SSL EQ, mate. You'll never hear low end again. You cut that off, it'll never come back. It's dead. It's gone. Frequencies don't exist.
You just duplicate autofilter like 8 times.
Yeah, you just EQ8, and then it's called EQ8 because you have to duplicate it 8 times to actually fucking get it to do anything. People just read it wrong, and you should say that in your deep dive. To be honest, I think you've gone wrong. Like, it means you need 8 iterations before it fucking works.
It's not too bad, but yeah, it's
because on EQ8 it only pulls it down by 6 dB each time. It doesn't actually pull it down by infinite, which some others do, isn't it?
I think it goes at 15 dB. You can pull down.
I think you're wrong. It might be though. I think you just say -6 a lot, and then I'm finding a way to blame it on you anyway. So
because you can turn the scale to 200, you can make that -30 dB technically.
Yeah.
It still doesn't work. It's to do with the slope. It's to do with the cut off of frequencies per the dB per frequencies as it goes down. So
yeah.
they're not like brick wall slopes. I think that's one of the reasons that people like fab filters so much, because they do really knock it off when you're trying to knock it off. Like a notch on FabFilter does more than a notch.
Yeah.
On
Oh yeah. I think that's why as well, as people just expect things to be really, really harsh, and that's how they class it as working.
But like I say, if you just duplicate it a few times, it's harsh as fuck.
And you can do that in Ableton without anyone shouting at you. And you can do stuff like just stack loads of the same plugin in a row if you're a music producer, because you know you're kind of just doing it all yourself and there's no one watching you. Which leads really nicely, I think, into the interview.
Oh, look at that!
Because the segue had to be good, because the interview's fucking shite. But there you go. I'm surprised he's not dropped the mic yet. He used to do that every time when we did this remotely.
I just dropped me cheesecake fork instead.
So, can I make this look even better if I play the news intro and then quickly switch it to...
Morph agrees that owning software subscription sucks.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with him on that one. I'm just saying it might benefit a couple of people maybe if they're in a certain situation.
Yeah, I suppose they're probably...
I'm not saying it's out there curing homelessness on the streets, guys. I'm just saying maybe if you want to...
Why are you curing homelessness?
Yeah, exactly. Well, Domino's...
I want to EQ the homeless away.
I want to EQ the poverty out of homeless. That, I don't know, it's bad though, because like EQ's like a very detractive process and those people haven't got much, so you don't want to take away from them more, do you? Should we maximise them? Maximise the homeless.
We don't want to. We don't want to compress them.
No, we want to maximise them. Campaign to maximise the homeless. No, that means we want. Sounds like we want more homeless people. There is. If anyone can think of a plugin that we could put in front of homeless, this is a terrible idea anyway. Don't even look into it. But let's move on. I've ruined the segue to the interview. It was going so well. Right. So can I play the start of the news and then quickly flick to interview so it looks cooler?
Yeah, I suppose you could.
Yeah, cool. I'm going to do it.
Alright. So, yeah, do it. Enjoy, everyone.
I've done it.
Yeah, thank you.
From the north of England. For a bit of backstory, I went to university with Carl in another northern town called Scarborough. And so, yeah, why don't you carry on and tell us a bit about the music?
Yeah, so basically, as you've already touched on, I went to university to study sort of popular music. So
no, because it has audio there anyway.
I started off as a guitarist.
Click on the. I can't hear you because it's so loud. Click on the actual media thing.
Yeah, I class myself as one occasionally.
Yeah, so I went there
it.
thinking I'd get in a band and sort of like take it quite seriously. That wasn't really the case. I got there and everyone was so much better than I was.
Press the cog.
I had a similar
You've got the two. You
experience
shouldn't
when I
have
got to
those two
uni. It was
audios
like I
either.
thought I was
Press the cog
decent
on the
enough
top, on
for my
the top
instrument,
one.
and then you sort of get there. And I was doing a music tech course.
Then
so
go
I was doing,
to
like, the
properties.
technology side of the two music
Or
courses.
advanced audio
When I got there,
properties.
even the people in the tech course were like much better players than me, and it was like I thought we were all meant to be shit. I thought,
Oh, bingo! There's audio.
Yeah,
apparently
exactly.
now.
And essentially, I just got there and sort of
You want to start it again?
quite shy, I guess, and
yeah, just press the eyeball and press the
didn't
eyeball.
want to play in front of anyone. I certainly didn't want to perform in front of anyone because I felt quite.
Press the thing to open it, and then
yeah, I don't even like doing live sound. Like you're behind the desk still, then, but it's just too out there. Hello and welcome to a segment of STONXCAST from the past. So essentially we couldn't get organised to do this on the day because we're all just awful people. So we are doing it the day before. It's the 5th of September. The STONXCAST we're doing it for is the 6th of September. And I am here with ATLANTIS DIES, our new signing, who also goes by the name Carl. So we might as well just get started straight off. Why don't you give us a bit of an introduction about yourself? Tell us where you're from and a little bit about your music.
Yeah, so I'm Carl. I'm from a place called Rotherham, which is sort of in the north of England, bang next to Sheffield. So I just tell people I'm from Sheffield because no one knows Rotherham exists, really.
Yeah.
So
it's just easier.
Right, we're sorted.
Sean Bean fame, the world's greatest dyer is from that part of the world. It's from the north of England. For a bit of backstory, I went to university with Carl in another northern town called Scarborough. And why don't you carry on and tell us a bit about the music?
So basically, as you've already touched on, I went to university to study sort of popular music. So
just the chat.
I started off as a guitarist. I'm still a
Smooth
guitarist,
as fuck,
I guess. Sometimes.
Yeah, I class myself as one occasionally.
So I went there thinking I'd get in a band and sort of like take it quite seriously. That wasn't really the case.
Where did that music come from?
I got there and everyone was so much better than I was.
Yeah, I had a similar experience when I got to uni. It was
I don't know.
Decent enough for my instrument, and then you sort of get there, and I was doing a music tech course, so I was doing like the technology side of the two music courses. And when I got there, even the people in the tech course were like much better players than me, and it was like I thought we were all meant to be shit. I thought that's like what we did.
Yeah, exactly. And essentially, I just got there and sort of became quite shy, I guess, and almost didn't want to play in front of anyone. I certainly didn't want to perform in front of anyone because I felt quite sort of inferior, I guess.
Yeah, I don't even like doing live sound. Like you're behind the desk still, then, but it's just like it's just too out there.
yeah, definitely. And it wasn't until like the end of my first year, and when I started to discover sort of electronic music, and that was like the beginning of sort of the dubstep sort of era, if you like, and sort of discovered that you could do pretty much everything you needed to create a sort of finished track or finished product.
Yeah.
All on your own, and that sort of like blew my mind, really.
Yeah, I remember feeling like that. It's just finally you've got like that one-man band feel, and you don't have to, like, no one else is looking at the way you're doing stuff until it's finished.
Yeah, exactly. And you've not got to go into a sort of a practice room and go, oh, look at this riff I've wrote. What do you think? And how is it going to? How are we going to piece it together so it's something cohesive and sort of tailor it to other people's tastes and things like that as well.
It just all gets so complicated, and other people. It's basically other people, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's the reason a lot of music producers end up doing those 12 hours on their own, looking at nothing but a screen.
Yeah, I mean, I am quite an antisocial person, I guess. I've like a select group of people that I tolerate.
Yeah. And guys, this is a great way to lead into us, isn't it? It's like, welcome to STONX Music. We've got like bad developmental issues. It's true though. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there relating to it.
It's like, come and talk to us. We don't like people.
Yeah, like we're here and we want to teach you all this stuff, and we want to like put it all out there, and we're on the camera every day and stuff, and it's like inside I'm just such a bleak husk of a human being. Anyone who's in the Discord will get that. Anyone who's in our Discord just will know that I'm like barely holding on by a thread. But I think it gives a more honest interview. So like, yeah, I think most people end up in the sort of electronic production game because they just, there's no one else there.
Yeah, I mean, but the other side of it is you can be totally self-indulgent as well.
It's true. It's vain.
You can do what you want. You can mix sort of stylistically. You can mix things that shouldn't go together and probably don't go together, but you can still do it. Yeah. There's no one else there saying, "No, I'm sorry, but this just sounds shit.
And by the time
And
you
you're
like release it, you've melded it in enough and hid it with another like couple of things that like it sits with the track. And then by the time you can actually show it to everyone, they're like, "Oh, that's really intuitive." And it's like, you would have told me that was crap 3 weeks ago. I promise you.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, you it goes back to you haven't got to be sort of, I don't know what the word is, but like you're not shy about what you can and can't do, because no one's going to see it until it's done.
Yeah, you've got none of that. Yeah, I used to let like a lack of confidence hold me back a lot from like functionally doing things.
Yeah,
and it's just
yeah,
like
definitely.
now that I've got past that, I am.
Yeah.
No, it's all right. I reckon it's all right. I was concerned there for a sec. I was like, is it picking up my mic? Because it wasn't doing like the green box. But I think we're all right. So you told us a little bit about, well, we've had genuinely a whinge about people. So what really pushed you towards doing the more experimental sort of end of electronica? Was it just seeing all those ideas through to fruition? Just every self-indulgence?
Well, I first got into sort of like the dubstep side of things,
Yeah.
which I think are probably a lot of people who started out around the same time. That's what sort of drew them to it. But then it was discovering the more sort of more experimental sort of side of it. People like Amon Tobin, like Flying Lotus, who's like the early iterations of their stuff. Like I watched a documentary on like the making of, I think it was, I'm not sure what album it was by Amon Tobin. I think it was Isam. Isam, I think that's how you pronounce it. But
yeah,
and
he's highbrow, man.
Yeah, he's a crazy dude. But listening to watching this documentary, and like he was doing like crazy things, like he'd get some really sort of super sensitive microphones, and he'd get some ants, and he'd put them in it'd make a ball
like this, yeah.
Make a ball of tinfoil and record the ants walking on the tinfoil and stuff, and it's just madness. Like
I remember at university,
madness.
you were always doing stuff with contact mics and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, that's the idea for me, is creating a sound that no one else can create. Like, for instance, like I was really into sort of metal and sort of guitar-based music.
Yeah.
And I feel that there is some really talented sort of guitarists and bands out there that I still enjoy to this day. But I feel like you could take a great riff and you think, well, I can learn that, or someone could learn it. Maybe I haven't got the technical ability to do that, but someone else with a similar
within the realms
technicality
of possibility. Yeah.
can learn that. But if I like record some sounds, like I remember recording, I'd get a big bowl, fill it up with water and bottle tops, and have contact mics in the bottom, and I'd be like grinding stuff into it and creating a lot of the time really crap sounding stuff. But
I remember when I was doing like loads of Foley work, the hit rate's like 1 in 10, and like you're listening to the rest of it, it's like all sounds like a fart.
Yeah, exactly. But it is all about that like small fraction of what you create is gold almost, and no one else could ever create that sound.
Yeah,
ever.
You can definitely hear it in your songs as well. It's got that like there's some sort of like airy kind of edge where you can tell there's been a lot of like what would have seemed like quite futile work at the time, but like because I know what it's like when I'm building up those tiny little mud pies and stuff in my sounds. It's just like this will all come good in the end, and it does.
Yeah, exactly, and that sort of side of things really attracted me to sort of electronica. Funnily enough, not the electronica side of it. It was more the sound design side of it. But then using them sounds to sort of make a cohesive electronic track is just as much fun as creating this sort of source sort of sound and stuff.
Moving on from that, just a little bit about the release. So obviously, CARRIS Seed Dreams came out on the 24th of August, and this is now the only time that we've managed to actually talk about it because none of us actually have our lives together. So it's all based around a fantasy book by Robin Hobb, wasn't it? Is it Robin Hobb?
Yeah, the sort of idea came from at that particular time. I'd just got into reading quite a lot, and it was a time sort of in my life where it was probably one of the more sort of difficult sort of times mentally, just for the situation that I found myself in, and my escape was through reading. And within these fantasy books, they're just so sort of crazy worlds, like totally different to sort of what I used to be into reading. I was like really into like sort of like my non-fiction sort of style stuff, and like almost
like a
like
break away from the norm.
Yeah, exactly. And I got into reading fantasy, and the idea of CARRIS dreams, like CARRIS is a sort of a drug in the book that has some interesting effects, shall we say.
Yeah, it's pretty narcotic based. When I was reading into it for the artwork, it seems to have a little list of its own sort of narcotics within the book.
Yeah, but for me, it was more. I used to do all my reading at night, laid in bed, and when I say reading, I do cheat a little bit and I listen to audiobooks.
No, that's fine.
But I struggle sleeping anyway, and this was my pathway into sleep almost through reading. Just something to sort of take my mind off thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes
No,
sense.
you get that escape before. I was never any good at sleeping anyway. It's something I picked up way later in life than I should, is actually just being able to fall asleep.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as I hit the pillow, like literally my mind just goes into overdrive. It's the strangest sensation ever.
I don't know. I think that might be a bit of a generational issue. So how's that? How's the sort of fantasy world sort of reflecting through the music? Then it's quite a sort of kind of psychedelic kind of journey, the EP, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. I think like one of the sort of there's quite a sort of a regal tone to that particular set of books and stuff, and I like to use sort of like horns and stuff like that within my music.
I definitely noticed that in some of the hook lines. You've got a big rising. I can't remember which track it is, but you've got a big rising horn line in one that's very regal.
Yeah, and that's what I was sort of trying to get that into that, but then also the sort of more esoteric sounds and stuff, get them in there, sort of lending that towards a sort of fantasy, sort of otherworldly sort of feeling, I guess. I mean, it's all very loosely sort of based around that idea.
Well, yeah, it's got some poetic justice to it, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. But I think it's the idea of, again, creating something that doesn't really exist in the real world.
No.
So creating sounds and music out of those sounds that you wouldn't
coming
really
from a
find.
fantasy basis as well, it makes it easier to start creating sounds that other people won't have heard.
Yeah, exactly. So trying to bring the traditional sort of instrumentation into the sort of world of electronic music, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense or not. But...
It makes enough sense. It definitely makes enough sense. I mean, what time is it? It's about 10:15 in the evening. We started trying to do this at about 6 p.m, didn't we? So it makes enough sense for where we're going now. So we'll hobble through the rest of the questions. We've had quite a long day out of this in the end. We didn't expect to, but and I've even fluffed it this time as well, but we'll let it out. It'll be fine. Obviously the world is a bit of a fantasy land itself at the moment. So what do you think's gonna, like, what's your general gist of what's gonna happen with music in the future? Are we gonna get any kind of live events back, or is it always, or can you just not tell?
I have to open another beer for this thing.
It becomes one of them.
I think currently, what can you say? What can you say about the current situation? It's all very crazy, and everyone's got very different opinions on everything. And when it comes to music, I do worry for the sort of music industry as a whole. particularly sort of live events and things like that.
Yeah.
But I'd also think it could be an opportunity as well, in the sense
it's the
of
shake-up, isn't it? It's kind of like, it's almost like re-rolling the dice and everything. Yeah, everything looks a bit dark at the moment, but it also, I guess, at least opens up the opportunity for something good to happen. Like, every once in a while, good things do happen when they look like things are going to go bad. I know it's been a very long time since anyone's witnessed that, but it has happened in the past.
I think for me personally, it's given me more time to explore things I want to explore. From going from working full time to being sort of furloughed, which I'm sure many people can sort of relate to.
Yeah, there'll be empathy there. I got
to be
quarantined, and then for sort of like, so I didn't get furloughed in the end, but I think they had a broken thermometer, or I had a temperature, and I basically got banned from work for 3 weeks, even though I didn't have the virus. And by the end of it, was just like, I can't be bothered with that. So yeah, I understand where you're coming from on that one.
Yeah, but I do feel like it gave me the opportunity to spend a little bit more time doing things that I wanted to do, I guess.
Well, I said out of the 3 weeks lockdown I did actually I got an EP out of it. At least I got a full thing done. And by the end of it, I was like, well, that sucked. But like, it's driving creatives. I mean, people do make creativity out of limitations, isn't it? So whatever limitations they are, the creative people will still be there. It doesn't have to be a completely miserable interview, does it? I just didn't think it'd be me.
I think the thing is like, I've witnessed lots of new music come out from various different people over the past like 6 months or whatever, that perhaps wouldn't have even existed if the situation we find ourselves in wasn't happening. And I think you've got to try and find a tiny bit of positive out of a situation that's really shit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, at least I guess as producers and stuff, we've got that outlet. We've got that bit where we don't have to think about anything else, whether it's like reading or producing or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, there's been
sort of buffer.
There's been some great sort of memes knocking about of a producer pre-lockdown, and it's just like all darkness and the computer screen, and then it's producer during lockdown. It's just the exact same thing.
Exactly. I don't know, man. I think I found myself happier when there was like no one out in the streets and stuff. I don't know if that makes me a terrible person, but like lockdown was.
No, that goes back to what we were saying before. Yeah. Really unsociable.
That does bring it back round to the fact that I'm like nearly like an undiagnosed spectrum disorder level of antisocial. Like, it's just like I liked it when the streets were just nice and clean.
Just desolate. I love desolate. You know. Like,
yeah, exactly.
If I can walk to my local shop and not speak to anyone, that's great.
Yeah, exactly. That is the one, isn't it? Where you just like, and even the guy behind the counter is he's a bit stroppy, so he's not talking to you either. And it's like, you've done the whole thing. We can't make the whole thing about this. So, because otherwise we'll just rant about hating people, and we could do that till 3 a.m. So essentially, on to the next question. Because I thought I'd make this one nice and easy for you and give you something to talk about. I know you like modular synths and stuff. So what's your favourite bits of equipment at the moment, and why? What are you using in your racks? I won't understand any of this. I am a shit musician.
Well, for me, is I bought a lot of I got into buying lots of hardware synths in general, because I missed the tactileness, the realness of it, I guess. Sat staring at a screen all the time.
Yeah.
And being a sort of starting off as a guitarist, where it is tactile.
Gives you something tangible, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, so I got into the sort of hardware side of things. But the thing is with hardware, depending on your budget, is they can be quite limited in what you can and can't do with them, particularly in the sort of the routing of stuff. So your filters where your filter is, and your distortions where your distortion is. And so then I got into sort of semi-modular, and then I just took the whole plunge and went straight to modular, which I am total beginner on, by the way. I'm no expert. So
that's fine. You've got to be further along than me. Like, I don't like hardware. It scares me still.
I just love the idea of it goes back to creating something that no one else will create. I mean, people can patch it the same and stuff, but
yeah,
it's less likely because everyone will find a module that they like if it's a distortion module or.
Is it all? It's basically the synopsis. It's all about being like it's special, isn't it? Like I get stuff like that as well. Is the thing I do is a bit special. Like it's got a specialness to it.
Yeah, and the favourite thing I've got at the moment, I bought a distortion. It's called Miasma, by Ritual Electronics, I think it is.
Yeah,
and that's just a crazy sort of feedback distortion module.
Nice.
And you can put stuff in. You can control the sort of the gain and the feedback through CV, which is like you can use an LFO to control. It's like in Serum you'd have an LFO controlling the cutoff or whatever, but you can do that with that.
Sure.
But then you can feed so many different things into it, and some of the sounds are just crazy. Like I've got a kick drum module, and it's just a straight up sort of 808 style kick.
Yeah.
And you feed that into it, and you get the initial sort of transient the body of the kick, and then as it's dying, it just sort of erupts into this weird sort of distorted mess.
Yeah,
which
like crashing stuff into bit crushers and shit like that.
Yeah, which is just amazing to me, and I've started. It's also got like a feedback sort of loop as well, so you can send the feedback into something like a reverb and then send it back into the module.
It does.
So you can just,
I'd
it's
love
crazy,
to get into it, man. Yeah, it gives you like just that extra bit of creativity to the point where you're nearly breaking things even more than when you're making like neuro and stuff.
Yeah, I think the thing is though, is like you can get really lost in it, and you can spend a full day just playing. Which is good, and I'll like what I'll do is I'll set up a patch and then I'll like almost have a jam with myself for like half an hour, record it.
That'll get you started.
Put it in my sort of my sample library that I've been making for like 2 or 3 years now.
Oh yeah, as long as
and then I can just dip into it as and when I need it. Back in the box in sort of Ableton, so.
Ableton, I suppose, probably lends itself to a sort of modular workflow as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
I've heard people call it a massive modular synth just within itself, if you just take the whole thing, like, because of the way you can combine things, but I don't know, maybe you've got a different viewpoint now that you've moved over to modular.
Probably not so much Ableton itself. I think I treat it very similar to any other DAW. I just think it's more intuitive than something like the Pro Tools or anything.
Yeah, it just I think workflow is where it really sticks out, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's just like you want to set up a return track, you just create a return track, and there's a knob. And in Pro Tools, it's like, oh, you want to create a return track?
Welcome to the Hurt Locker. Yeah, and I remember doing that and just being like, hang on, this shouldn't have to be like this, should it? But everyone who uses Pro Tools every day will now just be looking at me like I don't know anything. And the fact is, I don't pretend I do. So.
Yeah. But
I'm very conscious of the fact that we're on Zoom, and if we cut off on the 40 minutes before we get this done, I'll probably end myself, to be honest. So like I'm going to move on to the last question so we can round off, just purely because we've both put so much of our hearts and soul into essentially just one interview. Right, so just basically to finish it off, I just wanted you to give us a quick round off of what you're listening to at the moment. Just give us some shout outs, some artists to keep an eye out.
Well, funnily enough, I'm sort of like at the point now where I'm trying to sort of not develop my own sound, but really figure out what I like. Like you can listen to you might have artists you listen to, and what is it you like about them? And I've been really sort of focusing on that recently. So like probably one of my favourite artists at the moment is a guy called Lorne.
Mm-hmm.
So he's on Brain Feeder. It's like Flylo's label, and for me, it's his bass sound is just incredible. Like that distorted, detuned.
Yeah.
Like
it's got so many things wrong with it that it's right.
Yeah, and he's using like sort of, well, from what I've read and stuff, with like old Oberheim synths and stuff, and like stuff no one would ever be able to afford anymore. But but yeah, he's one of my favourite artists. Like if you check out his history and how he sort of came to the sort of forefront of a sort of electronica, he's got a really interesting story. Seems a really nice guy as well.
Oh, nice.
Bonobo always been a sort of staple of mine.
Yeah, he's kind of what made me, despite only running really into him in the first year of uni, it was him that sort of kept me producing afterwards. It was like, I need to be able to do stuff like this one day. I still don't make anything that even sounds like Bonobo tracks. It's like, but that's sparked something in me, because it was like, that was like the one man band thing for me. It was like, oh, fuck, you can do everything.
Exactly.
Like, what?
But he can play everything as well.
He's some sort of demigod human, isn't it? His name's just like Simon or something, isn't it? Like, and he's just out there. Like,
Simon Green.
Simon Green. Like, it's just man.
What else have I been listening to? Funnily enough, I've been listening to a lot of totally sort of different to that sort of thing. Tame Impala.
Oh yeah. I had someone recommend them to him. I like that.
He's just a crazy guy as well.
Yeah.
But
why don't you describe for the person who hasn't listened to Tame Impala, just purely because I can't be asked to do it.
Well, it started off as sort of like almost a psychedelic rock.
Yeah.
It's one guy, he writes everything, and he's got like a performance band, and then each album sort of develops into something totally different, and he discovered like synths and stuff, and
so you
brings
sort of
electronica into it, and
almost.
Yeah.
That's a nice film.
He's a crazy guy, Australian guy. So Tame Impala, but then stuff from like sound design stuff as well. So a guy called Mick Gordon. Mick Gordon. I always get it wrong. Mick or Mike? I'm sure it's Mick Gordon. The guy who did the Doom soundtrack.
Oh, what the dude that put all the stuff in the? He did the spectrum.
Yeah, like the
he had the pentagrams. Yeah. Oh, right, cool.
And there's loads of conspiracy theories around him, and he does a great talk. You can find it on YouTube about his sound design and stuff. And he'll take like a pure sine wave, and he'll send a pure sine wave to 4 different. He used guitar pedals.
Yeah.
And he'd send it to like 4 different guitar pedal arrays and just totally crush it, compress it, distort it, and then sort of mold them back in together at the end on the final compressor and stuff. So like, but you can do that in Ableton, and you send any audio to 4 different audio tracks and process them totally different, and then play with the sort of that fader on the track to blend them in with each other.
That's where Ableton's workflow is brilliant, isn't it? Because you can just create so many different versions of so many different things, slightly altered, slightly going through different effects units. It's just, I love it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, so anyway, we've hobbled through that, so I think it's about time that we round it up. So thank you very much for putting yourself through that horrifying interview. Carl, how have you found it?
Yeah, horrifying.
He's angry at me now because we just did this bit and I mucked up the recording. I've brought the passion of rage to the fucking... I love it. So yeah, this has been an experimental out in the past Stonks interview, and I think it's gone perfectly. So thank you very much to Atlantis Dies. And I am Ashima. I may have told you that during the interview. I honestly can't remember. And back to the studio to you, Ollie.
Back to me? Are you back to me? Have you handed it back?
Well,
have you gone full screen?
I did. Wait. There we go.
I can't hear you.
And we're back in the... Oh, no. I promised myself I would...
That was really good. I really enjoyed that.
I promised myself I wasn't going to mute myself.
That was really cool. It was a shame I couldn't make it last night, but I was too busy smoking meat. Like,
Yeah.
Zuckerfuck. Smoking meat.
Yeah, he was barbecuing heinously, so he couldn't attend. But yeah, so we're back in the present now. That actually wasn't quite as bad as I thought it was going to be. Although in my interview set technique, I go too far, I think, on being the unknowing audience, and I start describing things that I do know about, like, a little bit.
As
like,
if you don't.
I don't know Tame Impala like really well, but I know more than it seemed like I did there when I just like backed off it, and then like
What is a Tame Impala?
and I'm talking about Ableton, and my eyes are up here. I don't know what's going on there. Sorry about that. I do actually use things. That was a long time. The problem is as well is like Rotherham, where he's from's got a bit of a dark history. So like every time he told me where it's from, it slightly threw off. We've got some funny as fuck outtakes. But yeah, so that was my interview with our new artist, Atlantis Dies. Unfortunately, we had to birth that new format into a bit of a shitstorm, but like, I think it went all right in the end once it was rolling and we weren't doing anything.
Yeah, man, I think he's a really nice guy. I'm really happy to have him on board.
Yeah, man, he knows his stuff as well, and he's got that passion.
Yeah, he's definitely got his own sound. There's some really cool passages in CARRIS Siege Dreams.
It's like
Mine's High, the one with Adam Bullpit and the vocals in it. I can't get, every time I think about that song, it gets stuck in my head.
Yeah, it's really cool because it goes beyond the point where it's like it sounds so cool that it should have stopped being cool, but it continues to be cool, if you know what I mean.
And it's interesting hearing his use of Foley and stuff like that, because it does have some really kind of cool not typical sounds in that EP, but not stuff that's way out of field, if you know what I mean. It's not like, oh fuck, but it's definitely got this nice kind of vibe to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting. I'm looking forward to see what else that he comes up with. And
yeah, well, it sounds like his newer stuff's going to be a lot. I mean, that's the thing. I kind of dragged that out of him from 2017. So but I like doing that because it gives a big like change and a big refresh for his second thing. So you got, and if I thought the CARRIS Seeds was strong enough anyway. I mean, it's such a good EP.
Yeah, it's a real strong EP.
I wanted to get that released properly. It was sitting there on SoundCloud collecting dust. I was going through their libraries, just yeah. That's what I'm like, because I'm big. I am Merc Mercurianos, motherfucker.
I'm gonna buy it all.
So yeah, anyway, it was really nice to speak to him, and we actually got some like actually half decent interview out of it. I thought I'd just absolutely ruined it, but it's good to.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, and I've done my hair, so it looks like I've had a haircut as well. So that's nice for everyone.
Ooh la la!
This is what I'd look like if I cared. So yeah, should we do the roundup then?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, what? All right. So essentially, what's going on? What's going on? We need to talk about the charity release. So yeah, I'll drop this. I'll drop the link to the charity release in the STONXCAST.
This week?
Yeah,
this week on my invisible watch.
Yes, Thursday.
4 days. No,
Thursday. Yeah, so Thursday
yeah.
the 10th, my charity release is coming out for World Suicide Prevention Day. Protection, yeah, whatever, man. Just stop it happening. So I will be releasing an EP. I have a GoFundMe page where we'll be sending a link for the free download of the EP as you make a donation, which I will then give to Buckinghamshire Mind. I think that made sense, actually.
Maybe.
So I've basically got a GoFundMe page. You go on the GoFundMe page, you donate money. I've put a £200 target on it. We're going to run it basically as long as it takes to fill it up, really, and then I am going to donate the full amount. So obviously I'm not going to skim any off the top like charities do.
Like charities
but
do,
not local ones. It's the multinational ones.
Oxfam's got like an 80 or 90% admin.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if we could I'm trying to sell people charity, you fuck. Come on, you're killing my pitch. Local charities do very, very good work, though, and Buckinghamshire Mind.
Actually working.
I'm working with them. Yeah, so I do voluntary work as a telephone befriender for Bucks Mind, so that's really cool. I enjoy doing that, and because I work with them, I'm going to do this release and do the donation, the entire 200, or if it goes over the target, I'll just be giving it all to them to hopefully stop people being in the situation where they have to exit life.
Just get
and that's I'm not starting the Metallica song either. I'm not exit.
It's been a tough time for a lot of people over lockdown, and
it's hard.
There are charities out there that help. So
yeah,
it's
man.
nice
There's
to
a
be able
whole
to help
load of
those
people.
charities.
There's a whole load of people that were just on the edge that just pushed over, and it will keep doing that as the world keeps getting harder now. So we need to get something in place. So any little bits, because there weren't like, I mean, that's the thing. The big bits are all kind of weird. Like all the huge money. I don't understand huge money. So little bits of money that we can give them just to help them
Anything
pay a
we
few
can do,
people to
yeah,
do
man.
the phones and stuff would be really cool. So that's coming out on the 10th of September, which is World Suicide Prevention Day. And I'll drop links and stuff like that for the description as well. So I'll probably I'll do is I'll fill up the link space that we usually would with all our tabs because we didn't have any, and I'll chuck all my charity links and stuff. So please do donate. I'd really appreciate it. I know loads of people that have unfortunately killed themselves, so please help it stop. Just on a personal note. So yeah, it'd be really cool, and I'm gonna keep trying to do stuff for them. Anything I can do with this business to sort of help them out as well. I'm gonna.
Yeah, man.
do.
That's it. Anything we can do.
Yeah,
To,
well, that's the thing. We need to be
community.
kinder now because the world's about to get a lot crueler. So let's please do that. Anyway, in other good news, our Spotify streams are up. We ran an advertising campaign, and people like the music that we make. So we have plenty of our songs on their way to their first 1,000 plays now. I got my first 75 SoundCloud followers on Ashima's SoundCloud.
That's all organic, though. It's all organic.
Yeah,
There's
that's
no
all
botting,
I've done.
there's no
I've done
anything.
nothing to that. They're all real people who like the tunes. So get over there and get over to the Discord if you're not already. Chat.stonks.co.uk.
Yeah, we've got the remix I've been working on for Zen Chant.
When's that coming out?
I'm not too sure, but that's the deadline was Saturday to get everything in. I was chatting to him yesterday. He was just waiting for everyone to send their stuff in. Then they're getting the artwork out and stuff, and that's going to be another charity release as well. I can't remember what it's for. I think it's for sexual abuse victims or something like that. But he's over in America, so that's an American charity that they're doing that for.
I don't think there's any point doing this unless we're constantly doing something for someone. Like it's just like
man.
Yeah, it's kind
the
of
thing is we're prolific enough with our releases that we can afford to do this.
Well, the thing is as well, like I only wanted a platform so I could be self-righteous as fuck, and charity work is part of that. So it's completely self-serving to me, but other people do benefit. It's like trickle down. If trickle down economics actually worked, but it doesn't. It doesn't. Don't let anyone tell you it does. It doesn't. It's a conservative lie. It doesn't. So
the thing is, like we've talked about Spotify and all these things, we can put our tunes out and get paid pennies for them.
Yeah.
Or we can put them out as a thing to actually help other people.
Yeah, exactly. Make loads of friends, and then they'll lend you money when you have to buy new trousers.
No, you just keep the cameras here, and we don't need trousers.
Oh yeah, this is true. We will. Yeah, I will never buy another pair of trousers again from this day onwards. And that's how we should end it, I think. So, is there anything else you wanted to add?
We got videos to still be coming out. We got Wednesday and Friday for the new deep dive videos.
Yeah. I'm in and out of hospital same day, so it's not going to affect anything too much. So I'll be back knocking around and all good. I think that's all we've got.
Next week we'll be back to normal, and I'll be back at yours.
Yep.
Sitting next to you, and we won't be dealing with all this.
But we got through it. We got the interview out. Thank you very much to Atlantis Dies again for the interview. We probably forgot to tell him to watch it, which means he won't be watching it either. I'm sure he'll watch it on YouTube.
Well, no, he doesn't have the time to watch it. Otherwise, we would have just done it live, right?
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. That's the time he would have had allotted. Yeah. So we'll sort that out. And
he's a busy man.
Please do get in contact with us at chat.stonks.co.uk. Come and chat to us, and basically we are going to continue releasing music. So we got released on the 10th. We've got more Stonks stuff in the works. Got a couple of new Stonks tracks.
Another 4-track.
We can. Should we drop the name of the new EP, even though we've not even finished it? It's called Adapt and Survive. Yeah, it's called Adapt and Survive. It's the hypnotise, mesmerise to divide and conquer. We've not even written half of it yet, but you guys know it's called Adapt and Survive. So there you go. I dropped in a hashtag the other day as well, and I was going to run a competition, but I just didn't think people would do it, so I thought I'd just drop it here. So yeah, and there's more Score Unknown. He's doing weird stuff with MRI machines. And I am one day going to start making music again. I think the next thing I'm going to do is, I'm just going to make some really, really crazy sounds. I've been smashing stuff to death with Stutter Edit. So I'm going to have a look at that. And I'm going to finally download all the plugins that are backlogging my fucking computer and Plugin Boutique account at the moment. Because I keep buying them for the show, and then I just go back to accounting.
Fun.
Right, so I believe that that 5 is the outro and 6 is the stop stream. So I think we should wave goodbye to everybody.
Nice one, everyone.
All right,
Catch up with you next week.
STONXCAST Season 2, Episode 4 is over. We got through it. People in the interview worked. Bye-bye.
See you later.
Bye.